Today is the second Sunday of Advent, and the theme is peace. That's a big topic, isn't it? The Unity chat room, which meets every Sunday morning, has spent the whole month of November talking about the topic of peace, with many deep and rich conversations about different aspects of peace. For today, we're just going to look at one of those. And I'm going to look at one of the stories from the Gospels that really highlights what peace is. And it's a story from Luke, where Jesus and the disciples visit the house of Martha and Mary, sisters, and they show up unexpectedly. So there we are, 13 unexpected house guests arrive at the door. What happens? Martha jumps up and starts organizing things. She starts arranging for bedding. She sends people out to the market to get some food, and she goes into the kitchen and starts cooking. While Martha is busy in the kitchen, where is Mary, her sister, sitting reverently at the feet of Jesus with the disciples, listening to his words, being in his presence? Perhaps you have been in a situation like this. You're busy doing what needs to be done, and everyone else is just oblivious to what is going on, sitting around and enjoying themselves. Well, I can relate. I'm an older sister. I'm the one who gets people together, who plans the meals and comes up with activities for us to do together. I used to be a full-time Martha. Martha represents efficiency. She's the one who gets things done. Mary represents the one who is committed to the spiritual life. When Jesus arrives, she sees an opportunity for spiritual understanding, and she ignores everything else. She is not concerned with the mundane things of life. She is interested in spiritual transformation. Which are we? It's not about gender. We have both of these aspects in us. We are both spiritual beings and human beings. Spiritual beings having a human experience. We are both Martha and Mary. So let's go back to the story. Martha can hear everyone in the other room talking and laughing, and there she is in the kitchen working away by herself. In the story, it says, Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. Any thoughts about how you might feel under these circumstances? Perhaps a little annoyed, frustrated, resentful. At one point, Martha comes back into the room and tells Jesus to make Mary go into the kitchen and help her. She is doing everything while Mary is just sitting around. Jesus has a very kind response. And this is what he says. Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things. He was concerned that she had lost her peace. She was troubled. And what happens when we are worried and troubled about many things? We miss the moment. We've given away our happiness. We're focused on what's not working. We are not in a state of gratitude. Right now we're going into a Christmas season unlike any we've had before. And the questions on our minds are things like, how can we stay connected with our friends and our loved ones? What do I need to let go of? What changes do we need to make? What can we do and enjoy? There's lots to consider. We can feel overwhelmed or drained. And it's a good time to ask ourselves, what are my priorities? What is most important to me? Am I worried and anxious about many things, like Martha? Or am I focused on spiritual matters, like Mary? How can we let go of our troubling thoughts and find peace in this challenging time? Well, the first step is to remember that peace is not something we need to find. Peace is embedded within us. It is part of our spiritual DNA. We can't be without peace. It goes wherever we are on the inside. As creations of all good, we have within us an infinite supply of peace, a well of peace that is impossible to empty and is always available to us. The question really is not how do we find inner peace, but what can we do to activate, to nurture, to cultivate the peace that is already within us. Pay attention. It only takes a second to lose touch with our inner peace. We have a thought, we react to it, we enlarge upon it, we build a story around it, and we allow it to take shape and form in our minds. And the inner turmoil can stay with us for a long time if we are not paying attention, if we don't notice. We can just be disturbed about something. Maybe something doesn't turn out the way we wanted it to. Maybe something unexpected happens, and we launch into whatever is our path of least resistance. It could be criticism, it could be blame, it could be judgment, it could be resignation. We can remain in this state for a long time, and it colors everything we say and do. This is not peace. So what can we do? Well, one aspect of peace that came up in the Unity chat room was the role acceptance plays. Well, as you know, as many of you know, I'm an avid knitter. And knitting has been a great teacher to me in this area. I love to knit. I spend hours knitting, mostly socks. I knit while Joseph and I watch Netflix movies. And sometimes I am so engrossed in the movie that, you guessed it, I make mistakes. The sock is too long. I forgot to change stitches. I didn't switch my yarn color. I used to be quite annoyed at myself when this happened. And that annoyance interfered with my enjoyment of the movie because I would be fixated on my mistake. It's not like it's a hard problem to solve. It doesn't require any time to figure out what to do. There's only one thing to do, and that is to take it out and do it again. And the faster I could let go of wanting it to be different, the faster I could accept what was, the better. I do lots of knitting and I make lots of mistakes. And so I have had lots of opportunities to practice acceptance over and over and over again. Well, this fall I decided I was going to make a sweater. I had given up big projects like this years and years ago, but I was looking for something challenging and decided to do this. So I started with a sleeve, started with a small part of the sweater, and after hours of knitting, I completed the sleeve. And then I noticed an error that made the sleeve unusable. In the past, I would have been upset with myself for not noticing earlier, for wasting all those hours, probably 10 or 15 hours knitting that sleeve. Instead, I just started unraveling it. Not even a moment of hesitation. No story, just undo it and start again. My peace of mind is one of my most valuable assets. Why would I toss it away over a sleeve? The fact is, we are immersed in human life. We are doing Martha things all the time. We are going to encounter unexpected situations every single day. There lies the challenge. How to live from our spiritual nature while facing all the ups and downs of our human life. If we can stay in touch with our peace, like Mary, then we will have such a different experience. Can we be at peace no matter what is going on around us or in us? When we are able to observe our own nature without judgment or criticism, we are creating peace. Making a commitment to peace does not mean that there is no turmoil or problems or disappointments or pain in our lives. It does not mean that everything goes away, that everything goes our way, that everyone magically agrees with us, that everyone appreciates us or treats us the way we want to be treated. No. Living a life of peace means that in the midst of all of that, all of what life brings us, we remain calm and peaceful. We can gently catch ourselves leaving our peace and take a moment, breathe, and come back to it. One of my favorite quotes by Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, is this: "Nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul." So take time and check in with yourself and ask, am I experiencing the enjoyment of life right now? Am I savoring the precious moments of this sacred season? Am I an expression of peace wherever I go? It's the best gift we can give ourselves and everyone around us. Blessed are the peacemakers. That's you. I'd like to share 5 steps to being a peacemaker. The first one: to make peace, you must be at peace. Peace begins in each individual heart. Choose the vocabulary of peace. Second, be at peace with your circumstances. Allow what you have no power over to be as it is. Where you do have power and something needs changing, do what you can and then let go. You can't fix everything. 3, peace requires your participation. Being at peace is not the same as being placid. You can be assertive, firm, even bold and passionate, and still be at peace. 4, you don't have to make peace yourself, but simply allow the peace of God already present to flow through you into the environment. 5, practice random acts of kindness. They will strengthen the faint-hearted, confuse the hard-hearted, and comfort the disheartened. Blessed are the peacemakers.